Hello, hello, and welcome to the themoannaadams podcast, where we talk all things travel, wellness, and teenage girl. I'm your host, Moana, a full-time travel teen. I have a great episode for you this week, so let's get into it. Hello, hello. Welcome to episode 9. Yeah, episode 9, where we are digging ourselves, pulling ourselves out of ruts and figuring out what we can do to prevent ruts and all those kinds of things. But like always, before we can get into all of that, where am I? I am in state 47 out of 48, North Carolina. It's our second to last state. We leave, today is December 1st, Thursday, December 1st, and, which I cannot believe it's already December. I feel like November just disappeared. Like, I don't know what happened, but it's just gone. Like, I don't even know. I feel like Halloween was just yesterday. I have no idea how it's December 1st, and I'm recording the episode for December 12th right now. It's insane to me. But on today's Thursday, on Sunday, we leave to go to our last state, South Carolina. We'll be in Charleston for a little while, and then we go back to Georgia. And I am very excited to see friends and family. It's very bittersweet for me because I'm sad to stop traveling, but I'm excited to see all my friends and family that I've missed this year. I feel like November, like, it went by so quickly, but it was so exhausting and just very stressful. It was a very stressful month for me. I'm finishing out the semester. My classes are a little messed up right now because of the way they're set. I'm ending the semester in mid-December, and I'm ending classes, so my classes are not like a normal school year is, so that's going to be kind of weird transitioning in the new year to whole new classes, but I'm excited to be done with chemistry and algebra 2 because they are not easy classes. Let's do gratitude. What I'm grateful for is all of my homeschool friends and online school friends. I started homeschooling about almost a year ago now, in January of 2022, and I would never go back because I absolutely love it. It's not easy being a homeschool student. You have to find a lot of motivation yourself because there's not as much punishment or as many consequences if you don't do things that you're supposed to. Like, if I don't get all of my math work done that I'm supposed to today, like, it just rolls over to the next day. And it's not really a big deal, but it's because homeschooling allows you to go your own pace, it's hard to not get lazy and it's hard to not slow yourself down, especially when you're in a rut or feeling burnt out. So I'm really grateful for all my homeschool friends and the homeschool community. A friend of mine, Jaden, on Instagram, she just started a homeschool community account, World of Homeschoolers. I was featured on the account today, actually. And so if you are homeschooled, I highly suggest you go check it out. I think I'll link it in the description, but I think it's world_of homeschoolers on Instagram. She's a photographer, she does some really great stuff, and I'm excited to see where the account goes. So I'm very grateful for all my homeschool people. What I'm currently loving this is a little bit different than what I normally say, but Rex Orange County, his music, I listened to a little bit of it before. But for some reason this week, I just got really into it. I found more of his songs that I actually like, because a lot of his stuff I did not like very much, like a few years back. And I kind of rediscovered it, and now I'm really loving it, and am playing his stuff on repeat. So yeah, that's what I'm currently loving. So let's get into the actual bulk of the episode. Starting off with, I want to talk about, like, what exactly is a rut? What is it? So I did a little bit of research for this episode, and the exact Google definition of a rut is a habit or pattern of behavior that has become dull and unproductive but is hard to change. Now, I want to put emphasis on the hard to change part, that last little bit. It's a habit or pattern of behavior that has become dull and unproductive but is hard to change. So, essentially, it's a very repetitive, life is feeling very repetitive, and your habits are repetitive, and nothing's super exciting anymore, and you become unproductive, and it's difficult to, pull yourself out of that. But that doesn't mean it's not possible. It is very, very possible to change and pull yourself out of a rut. I kind of feel like this past month I've kind of been in a rut, and I'm right now trying to figure out what I'm going to do, because we only have a week and a half to a week left in the trip, just because of the way we're traveling. It's a little bit up in the air exactly when the day it will end. But we've been seeing lots of family, and with that comes we've been staying at families' houses with our grandparents, and eating lots of sugary things and different treats. I have not been drinking enough water, and I just haven't been doing a very good job working on myself and keeping myself and my body and my brain and my mind healthy. And so now all of my time where I do feel motivated is going to school, content, and the podcast. Which, to me, the podcast is kind of like an act of self-care and taking care of my mental health, because I love doing it, and it's kind of like journaling to me. But it still is difficult, and it does take a lot of motivation. So I definitely feel like I've been in a rut, and I'm trying to figure out what to do, because there's only a few weeks left. So if I can just pull through as much as I can, get everything I need to get it done, and then start fresh in the new year, that's my first instinct. But then it's shouldn't I just start now? Why am I wasting time? Right? And so it's a hard thing to change. I think we talk a lot about rut and burnout together, but I think they're very different. Being in a rut is a very repetitive lifestyle. Your life is becoming repetitive. Your habits, your day-to-day activities, they're all the same every single day, and it's just boring. Nothing's exciting you, and you're seeing no growth in your life. You're just stuck. But burnout is more of you're feeling unmotivated and just you're exhausted. You've overused all your motivation, and you don't really have that spark under you to do new things, and you don't have that extra motivation to work really, really hard. So that's kind of the difference. And so today we're talking about ruts specifically. I do want to make a burnout specific episode, because I think their differences kind of make their prevention and getting back into it very different. So I definitely want to make a burnout episode, but right now we're talking about ruts. Let's talk a little bit about rut prevention. The first thing that we can do is take breaks when we notice we need them. I talked about this, was it last week? I think it was. No, it was a few weeks ago. But a few weeks ago I talked more about taking breaks in episode 6. Yeah, episode 6 I talked about taking breaks. And then another thing that we can do is keep our goals in mind and make sure that we're setting goals that are strong and we really believe in. No matter how big or small they are, whether it's, you want to drink a certain amount of water, or you want to, I don't even know what's a really big goal, read 100 books this year. I don't know. But make sure that we're setting goals that excite us and that we believe that we can reach, that are reachable and realistic, and help us push our life along and keep us motivated and excited to do our daily things. Something that I have learned a lot this year is that I used to not do this, but you really have to pay attention to your mood throughout the day and your thoughts, and pay attention to the way you feel. If you're feeling stressed, you need to take a minute and assess, like, why am I so stressed out? What can I do to relieve my stress? Or if you're feeling tired, you either have been sitting in front of a computer for too long and you're just stuck and you need to rest, you've been overworking yourself, or maybe you have not been working your body enough. You need to move your body, you need to get some more movement into your daily life. So those are the three main things that I think preventing ruts or the ways that we can prevent ruts. But it's not easy. Preventing ruts is really hard because I've tried. And it's not easy. It's not easy to take breaks. It's not easy to set strong goals. And it's not easy to intuitively understand how we're feeling. It really isn't. And it takes so much work. It's so difficult. But it's so worth it. Because when we get out of a rut or we're not in a rut, the happiness that we feel and our mood and our productivity is so much better that it makes it worth it to work at those rut prevention techniques. So what if we're in a rut? Like, I definitely feel like I'm falling into a rut right now, and I'm trying to figure out what the heck I'm going to do to get out of it, because I'm either going to have to push through. Like I said, it's just a very difficult situation, right? So the first thing is that we have to take a minute, step back, take a deep breath, and assess, like, how far deep are we? Like, where are we at on, I think it's definitely a spectrum. Like, what point are we in, and what do we need? What are we feeling? I definitely suggest brain dumping. That's something that I do every time I notice that either I'm in a rut, I'm feeling burnt out, my mood's just been really low, my productivity has been really low. I try and do a brain dump, get everything on paper that I'm feeling, that I'm thinking, any ideas that I have to fix it, just everything and anything. Get it out on paper. And then I like to shower. I feel like even when I'm having a bad day, just like taking a shower and like to clear my head and like clear my body, get all the sweat, and like sometimes when you feel dirty, it definitely brings your mood down. So like get yourself clean, feel fresh, and feel like you can get things done. Now, the next thing to pull yourself out of a rut is definitely a little controversial. But I think it works and it's really fun, but do something spontaneous, right? In a rut, you're stuck in this pattern, this repetition, so do something different. I'm not saying do anything illegal, but do something exciting and that you wouldn't normally do. Get out of your comfort zone, and even it could be something so small, but just try and do something a little bit crazy. I've seen so many short form videos on all sorts of social media about like, do this to spice up your life. And sure, you could do that, but do something specific to you, right? You know that there are things that you won't do because it's not in your comfort zone. Maybe there are certain foods that you won't eat because it's out of your comfort zone. Try them. Maybe you're scared to try a new hobby because you think you'll be bad at it. So what? Just try it. Mom and I are planning on doing, in the new year at some point, we're actually talking about it today, we want to do a new class, like a group fitness class, like whether it's Pilates, spin, aerial, Zumba, jazzercise. Like, we want to try tons of different things and just try all these different fitness activities and see what we like and just have fun with it. So just do something that you're scared to do. Make it spontaneous, a little bit crazy, a little bit stupid, but don't do anything illegal. And if you do, you didn't get this idea from me. Another thing, I kind of already mentioned it a little bit, brain dumping, but also journaling. I think brain dumping and journaling are very different. Brain dumping is you get out a piece of paper, or you can do it on the computer, but it's just not the same. A good pen that's easy to write with, and you just write every single thing you can think of without, this is going to sound dumb, but without thinking about it. Don't censor yourself and don't pay attention to what you're writing down. Just get it all down. It doesn't have to be organized or clean. Just do it as much as you can. Set a timer for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however long you need, 30 minutes, and just get it all down on paper. But journaling, on the other hand, is a little bit different. I talk a lot about journaling in episode 2. It's all about my journaling routine and how and why you should start journaling. But brain dump and journal. And journaling, I think, is definitely more for, like, your feelings, right? Assess how you're feeling. And the brain dump is kind of like all your thoughts and ideas. So they're definitely different. But make sure that you pay attention to that. And then the next thing is to drink some water. Rehydrate. Because I don't even remember what the statistic was that I read the other day. But so many people don't drink enough water. I definitely don't drink enough water. So rehydrate your body to help fuel you, make you feel good. Maybe set a little goal for yourself. I'm going to drink this glass of water while I journal. Or whatever it may be. I'm going to drink this whole thing. And do it. Drink a ton of water and, refresh yourself a little bit more. Another thing that kind of goes into that is eat some fresh fruits or veggies that have lots of bright colors and give your body some extra vitamins, some extra energy, and give yourself that little boost, because sometimes in a rut you can get sick really easily. I know I've been sick for I don't even know how long, maybe the last month. You can probably hear it in my voice right now, but I've had stuffy nose, coughing. It's kind of on and off, but getting those extra vitamins are going to help your immune system, give it that little boost, and just do the things to take care of your body, because the foods we eat turn into our energy. So nourish your body and your soul with delicious, fresh food. Now this one I talk about all the time because it's my absolute favorite thing, but spend quality time with yourself. I love it so much. My love language, which I've already said it, but I'm definitely going to make an episode about this soon, is quality time. So yeah, maybe we use our own love language to show other people that we love them and that they love us, but why wouldn't we use our own love language to show ourselves that you love yourself and that you appreciate yourself? So spend quality time with yourself. It doesn't have to be that long. I know some people stress about being alone with their thoughts because, who knows what they might find. But it's good to find things that make you uncomfortable, that make you nervous, that scare you. To learn about yourself is terrifying because who knows what you'll find, but how are you going to get anywhere without knowing what you want? So take some time, get to know yourself a little bit, recognize your feelings, understand that they're valid. Everybody falls into ruts all the time, and do acts of self-care. Just do whatever you can to give yourself that little boost. And like I said, definitely making a love languages episode, but take the quiz and see what is your love language, because I always say spend quality time with yourself, but if yours is physical touch, then maybe you need to take a long bath. Or if yours is giving gifts, then you need to go buy yourself a little treat or order that thing off Amazon that you've been waiting to order. Spend a little bit of money on yourself. Now, I got 3 more for you. I know this is a pretty long list, but the next thing is to get your body moving. Or if it's just going on a walk, do yoga, do something to mess up your repetitive routine and get your blood flowing, get your body moving. Now, I swear everybody's gonna kill me for the amount of times that I've said this, but practice gratitude. I love practicing gratitude. I do it every single day, almost every single day. And there's so many different ways you can do it. You can journal, you can do mindful hugs, you can do grateful messages, you can tell people. There's 5 different ways in episode 3. And just practice gratitude. Be grateful, be thankful for, even though, yeah, you're in a rut, but you have all these other things surrounding you. You have all these other people who are there for you and are there to support you. So just be grateful for those things and those people. Now, last one, and then we're almost done. But clean your space. Tidy up your room, tidy up your house, do some chores, put some music on, put a podcast on, dance like nobody's watching, and clean up. Get it nice and organized, know where all the things you need are, so you can have a clear mind, right? Clear space, clear mind. Clean space, clean head. Just tidy up a little bit. Promise you, put on a good podcast, put on some happy music. I'm also going to make an episode on music because the music we listen to really affects us. So I definitely want to talk about that. But put on something happy. You don't need to be listening to depressing music when you're in a rut and you're trying to clean up. That's not productive. That's not effective. Put on some happy, positive music or a happy, positive podcast. If you need podcast recommendations, I just made a reel last week on the podcast Instagram of podcasts that I love that inspire me. But put on something exciting and just tidy up a little bit. Get organized. Do your weekly reset. Wash your sheets. Wash your pillowcase. Tidy up your bathroom. Do laundry so that you can have a fresh start in the next day. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to give this podcast a rate and review, as well as follow me on all my socials linked in the show notes. Don't forget to drink some water, and I'll talk to you later.